The new code hinting features in Dreamweaver CS5 allow you to integrate third-party open-source frameworks, and then, using site-specific code hinting, you can configure Dreamweaver to allow you to do code hinting on the classes in these frameworks. Dreamweaver is pre-configured to work with 3 major frameworks. You can get to this feature through the menu by selecting Site, Site-specific code hints. If you pull down the list under Structure, you'll see that there are structures already in place for Drupal, Joomla, and WordPress. I'll show you in this video how to install another third-party library called Zend Framework, which contains a lot of really valuable PHP extensions, and then I'll use a few of these extensions throughout the course. Click Cancel to close the site-specific dialog, and then take a look in the exercise files under 03 Managing Code. If you don't have access to the exercise files, no worries. I'll provide a website URL in a moment and show you where you can download it. If you do have access to the exercise files, locate the Zend Framework folder and copy it to the clipboard. Then create a new folder on your system. I'm going to create the folder right under my C drive, and I'm going to name it PHP Includes. And then I'll paste the Zend Framework folder into place. If you're working on Mac, you can do exactly the same thing. Just copy the Zend Framework folder anywhere on disk. For example, you might copy it to the MAMP folder /applications/MAMP. The resulting library path would be /applications/MAMP/ZendFramework/library. When you put this information into the Mac version of the INI file, you'll separate the paths with colons rather than semicolons. Now, if you don't have access to the exercise files, you can download the Zend Framework from this web page, framework.zend.com/download. On this page, I'll click on the latest Zend Framework releases link, and then this is the link that I downloaded from, Zend Framework Minimal Package. There are a number of different links here, including the full package, the minimal package, which I'm using, and the Zend Framework documentation. Extract the file that you download, copy the file to the appropriate place, and then name your folder the same as I've named mine, Zend Framework. The next step is to configure your PHP environment to use the Zend Framework. If you're working on Windows with WAMP Server, go to the system tray icon for WAMP Server, then go to PHP, and then load the file php.ini. It will open in a text editor such as Notepad. If you're working on Mac with MAMP, here's how you can find out which php.ini file you're using. Go back to Dreamweaver, and then create a file called phpinfo.php, where the code is very simple. It just has the simple phpinfo command. Run the page on the server, through live view or through an external browser, and then take a look in the resulting output at the loaded configuration file. This will tell you exactly which copy of php.ini your PHP server is using. And then once again, open it in any text editor. Now let's return to the php.ini file. Look for a setting called include_path. I'll press Ctrl F, I'm working in Notepad, and I'll type include_path. If you're working on Mac in a text editor, press Command F and then do the same thing. The first include path you'll find isn't the one you're looking for. It's in a comments section. So search again, and this time you should find your way to the include path settings. There are 2, one for Unix and one for Windows. If you're working on Windows, uncomment the include path setting and delete the :/php\includes. Leave the :, and then include your Zend Framework folder like this: :/php_includes Zend Framework /library. You'll point to the library folder, and then in your PHP pages you'll explicitly include files from the Zend Framework, starting with the folder Zend and then walking down to the file you want to include. I'll save that change. If you're working on Mac with MAMP, it'll look like this. I have a copy of the Mac version of this file in this folder, so I'll open it in Dreamweaver. Once again, I'll search for include path. And in the MAMP version, you'll see that the include path is already uncommented, and all you need to do is point it to the appropriate folder. You should keep the setting that's in there, don't delete it, But on Unix, you separate the directories from each other with the colon character, not the semicolon. And then, after you've made all the changes to your php.ini files, you'll need to restart your server. For Windows, I'll go to the WAMP Server Admin menu, and I'll choose Restart All Services. If you're working with MAMP, go to the MAMP application, and once again, restart your servers. So, configuring Zend Framework is as simple as copying the Zend Framework files somewhere on your hard disk, and then changing the include path in your PHP ini file. Once you've followed those steps, you're ready to start using the Zend Framework, and in a following video, I'll show you how to set up site-specific code hinting so you can easily use the framework's classes.